Alright, Hebrew. Shalom, family. Shalom, Israelites. This is a message from the Israelite Brotherhood. Alright, Israelites, I want to do this video, you know what I'm saying? Because I know I done made a few videos about Edom. And we, Israelites, want to get this Israelite issue solved. And we know Edom is at the back end of it. And a lot of Israelites don't understand who Edom are. And that's something serious, because if you don't understand who Edom are, then man, it ain't no sense you going back to the promised land, because you'll be a danger to everybody. You know what I'm saying? And that's not what it's calls for. It's calls for us to get our land back from Edom. And then by coincidence, Edom don't worship the creator. You know what I'm saying? They got a religion set up already, and that they ain't Yah worshiping. And no matter what they say and how to, they try to explain their religion, we know that their religion come off Judaism. Christianity and Islam come off Judaism, our broken covenant. But this is what I want to explain to Israelites, because there's a lot of Israelites, man, they talking about, we're going to destroy Edom. Yeah, we're going to destroy Edom, but it's a system and a way that Edom's going to be destroyed. We ain't going to just come in and just start, tearing up some stuff, man. There's some things that got to take place. You know what I'm saying? First of all, Edom, ain't going to be a Yah worshiper, and then that's going to be their fault. But do we slaughter every Edomite? Is every Edomite, man, supposed to, get the sword and so forth? And we're going to see what the Tanakh say about this. Now, some of y'all going to be surprised, because you don't understand scriptures and how it was chronicalized, or when the prophets get this message about Edom and what was going on at the time. We're going to view Prophet Obadiah's history, but we're going to try to get a whole understanding of Edom before we get there, so we don't be careless. We got to be smart about this heritage, and we can't be careless, because if we be careless, we're going to slip and fall, and that's something we can't afford to do. So we got to get an understanding about Edom while we in captivity, so when we get there, we'll already have a plan. We'll already know, how to deal with Edom. All right, now this is what I want to ask the Israelite community. I asked the Israelite, man, the community on social media, man, and they got a big uproar about this, because, Israelites, man, understand, Israelite history through Jewish myths and so forth, and they ain't understanding the history from us developing it and so forth. So this is what I want to ask the Israelite community. If an Edomite wants to worship Yah, do you still destroy them? Can you destroy an Edomite to worship Yah? It's about Yah worship, overall, that's what I'm going to show. Can an Israelite destroy an Edomite? You know what I'm saying? If they want to worship Yah. Because this is what it's about. Even though Edom took our land, Edom occupied our land after we left. We was chased out, by Ashkenaz. I got that explained in plenty of videos under the name Scythian, and how, the two Jewish groups got our heritage. But, I want to explain that, that if Edom submit, if an Edomite submit, you can't do anything to them. If they submit to Yah and not the God they created, but Yahweh, then you have to back up. You know what I'm saying? You got to back up off them, and Yah gonna deal with them. But if they don't submit, then we have a green light. And then that's why they was kind of like giving a religion, and that's gonna make them stubborn. Y'all know Almighty Yah turned Pharaoh hard, men against letting us go when we was in Egypt. So it's basically gonna be the same thing. The Edomites that is against us getting re-established in the promised land, they gonna be against it. They gonna be against it, and them the ones we gonna smite. But if they believe in Yah, man, how we gonna destroy them? How we gonna destroy them? Yeah, I don't see no way possible if they calling out the Almighty Yah, and then we destroy them. Man, that ain't making no sense. This is the Israelite Brotherhood position on Edom. You know, if you don't agree, hey man, I can't help you. But this is the Israelite Brotherhood stance, and we're not gonna destroy everybody when we get to the promised land. We gonna get the folks that resist our settlement, and 9 out of 10 is gonna be Edom. You know what I'm saying? Edom and the peoples that are descended from the Edomites. They gonna resist it because Almighty Yah gonna put it in their heart to resist. And then that's gonna be their downfall. And we gonna want them to resist because that's gonna be their downfall. And then we gonna send them wondering because they ain't gonna have that land now. So it makes sense that they gonna be wondering about because we gonna possess our ancient lands that we rent off from, you know, during the Babylonian Wars. But, you know, man, we're going to have to get a little understanding of Edom. And I might jump around, man, a little bit. But I pray that this message is where you can understand and to where we can get an understanding of how we have to deal with Edom. You know, because we can't go back to the promised land. You know what I'm saying? Just killing everybody. That ain't going to happen. But when we go back to our settlement, and that's prophesied to happen, so that's gonna happen, then you know we know that the Jordanians and the Palestinians are are in our position. You know what I'm saying? They have a hand in holding Jerusalem in our heritage. You know what I'm saying? Well, we have to settle, and that's what the fight gonna be about. You know, that's what the fight is gonna be about. Jerusalem. You know, Edom ain't gonna want to turn Jerusalem over. You know, especially after been there, and then they got religions there and all kind of stuff there. You know, pertaining to the religion that come off our broken covenant. They ain't gonna wanna you know, come up off the land, and they gonna try to protect what they have of ours. You know what I'm saying? And then that's gonna be their doom. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna destroy them. You know what I'm saying? All the ones y'all won't destroy gonna try to fight against us, which is their doom. After, you know what I'm saying? After that, then we're gonna worship Yah and leave everybody alone. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna leave everybody alone after we deal with Edom, because that's basically what it's gonna come about, is us getting established in our land to bring prophecy to an end, to a close. You know, and then we could worship Yah and we can get along with everybody. And then what a coincidence is that, man, this ain't stepping on nobody's toes but the folks that was there, you know what I'm saying, before Ashkenazi pull up. But I want to read, man, a little Edom's history so we'll know. You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna date each prophet's message, man, about Edom, you know, and kind of like the conditions that was going on for him to give the message, you know. And then, you know, we're gonna look at the final message. And the final message is basically what we got to go on. The last prophecy is going to be the one that we're going to have to go on from that prophet, even though all the prophecies are valid and they going to come true. But that last prophet message is going to be consistent with all the other prophets message. But he going, you know, man, Yah is merciful. Yah is merciful. And Almighty Yah is, you know, when we was to destroy the Canaanite tribes and so forth, when we come out of Egypt, was to establish our holdings, and mostly we have a fight with the males. You know what I'm saying? There's been instances in the, you know, man, Tanakh, where the children and the babies were spared, and then there's been instances where they wasn't spared. It depending on their degree and mixture with the Nephilims and so forth. How much they was mixed up with the Nephilims. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna depend on how, was whether they was gonna get destroyed or not, man, or not. All right, I wanna I wanna start this off getting a little understanding of Edom, getting a little understanding of Edom, and I'm gonna mention one of Edom's descendants, Amalek. You, you know, Edom descendants got a habit, men, of destroying Israelites on the slick. On the slick. You know what I'm saying? They'll destroy some Israelites on the slick, and whenever they get an opportunity, and they'll take advantage of it, and to not show this and so forth. So, Edom been crafty and underhanded dealing with us for a long time, as we see, the folks that own the stores in our community are descendants from Edomites, Palestinians. Some of y'all gonna be, with your mouth hanging out because you thought that it was the Caucasians and so forth. And the only Caucasians that, would have a Edomite the degree to them would be the that'd be the Seb heretics, because all the Seb Hardy branches, man, the Edomites and so forth, all them are Edomites, are mixed and fused with Edomites, especially the Sephardim, and in this, what I'm saying, they got an abundance of history showing that Edom, Edom was absorbed into the Jewish nation, but that's false, because the Moabites and the Ammonites, mix with Edom, and we can trace the peoples that's, and their heritage now to them, the Jordanians, and those are Edomites too. And then their position in the Tanakh, it is collaborated in history that, those folks, got their hand in holding Jerusalem hostage. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a lot going on, but I'm finna try to get an understanding, let you Israelites get an understanding so you can see, what I'm saying? That's like this Levite that had got the ark, Obed-Edom. Israelites call him an Edomite. And then I'm going to prove, hopefully, with enough time, that Obed-Edom was a Levite, where the ark had went during King David's time. When, after we had whooped the Philistines and stuff, they had took some cities from them. We took some cities from them, and then they took the cities back. And Gath gonna be one of them. And Gath is where this Israelite Obed-Edom stayed, and he would eventually, the ark end up being in his house, and then King David went and got it from him. But how the Israelites think that Obed-Edom was an Edomite, and then I want to explain that our heritage fell into the hand of the Edomites. So, they're going to try to make, the Israelite heritage lean towards Edom. That's their job, man. That's just what they gonna do. They gonna make the Israelite heritage lean towards Edom. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what they've been doing for a long time. You know what I'm saying? But I want to show this real quick, man, before I get off into stuff where they say that the Edomites originally was absorbed to. Now, look, there's one Israelite gonna say, "Where your reference? Where your reference?" I'm the reference. I'm the reference from the Israelite Brotherhood, and I show you in the Tanakh where I'm talking about, and then I show you on the computer. I ain't put that stuff on the computer that I show that collaborate with the history that I show. So when you Israelites become talking about where your reference, where you slick trying to undermine some history, man, is all you slick trying to undermine the history. I put the history in the format that it is. I'm the reference. I'm the reference. I'm the reference. So, get over it. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, some of y'all want me to show the history the way that you want it showed. That ain't how we got the message. That ain't how the Israelite Brotherhood got the message out to the Israelite community. I ain't gonna show history the way that you want me to show, or the way that you think I should present it. I don't do it like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why come we understand what's going on today, because I don't follow traditional ways of delivering messages to the Israelite community. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just the way it is. That ain't gonna change. I ain't gonna fall into the shoes, man, of everybody else and do things the way everybody else do. It's just gonna be done different because that's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it is. If you don't like it, if you don't like the history that the Israelite Brotherhood show, man, I do not control your computer. I do not control your computer. So when y'all get to hollering what it is said to me, and I'm giving you what I understand, and I pray that you understand it. If you don't, then ain't nothing I can do about it. I done did my job trying to wake you up. But a lot of Israelites, they get stuck on wanting to explain history traditionally in the Jewish format. I can't do it. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. So here go your source right here. Google is a source. Google is a source if that's what you want to know. All right, look here. Doing they say that this eventually, what happened to Edom? Do Edom exist today? During the 2nd century BC, the Edomites were, forcibly converted to Judaism by the Hasmoneans and were incorporated into the Jewish nation. We know that's gonna be the Sephardims. Them gonna be the ones that's gonna be none, got told Muhammad about the Israelite heritage and how his Islam got started based off of Israelite heritage and so forth. But we see what they say. You know what I'm saying? They say that they was absorbed into Judaism, the Jewish nation. Now this the thing with this, and then now that's a big problem. That's a big problem. Them saying that, because we know that the Jewish state ain't gonna be too quick to give us our land based on that they fuse with Edom and how Edom been trying to keep and hold on to our land. But this is the catch-22. Ashkenazi. Ashkenazi got a chance not to be in cahoots with the Edomites and separate themselves from the Edomites. You know what I'm saying? That's why, man, I made a video. I don't think I made a video, but I made some comments, on social media. You know what I'm saying? About us Israelites, and then how that, you know what I'm saying? That we, you know, man, we're gonna have to work with Ashkenazi because they ain't just totally fused with Edom, the Edomites. You know what I'm saying? And that how that it's a difference between them and Ashkenaz, and that's why come they got, two chief rabbis, you know what I'm saying, for the two different groups, ethnic groups. But man, we can work with Edom if they willing to follow our rules and submit to Almighty Yah. You know what I'm saying? I already explained to Ashkenazi how, if they work through the Israelite Brotherhood, you know what I'm saying, we're going to let the past go. We're going to let the past go and we're going to start over. But the Edomite issue has to be dealt with. It has to be dealt with. That's one of the main things that we're going to be confronted with, is where we're going to settle and to not show that Edom got our land. Edom got our land during the Babylonian War, so that's what the fight is about. So, it's already understood that, Edom has been absorbed into the Jewish nation. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you that. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you that. You know what I'm saying? And and then look, I want to explain this to the Ashkenazi community, man, that's listening. Look, we've been punished for, you know what I'm saying, for breaking covenant. Nobody has to worry about us but Edom. And Edom is in our heritage, controlling our land that we're going to have to resettle back to. And that's what the fight is about. And then, you know, man, it's about belief. You know, we're going to have to start laying it down for Almighty Yah when we get to the promised land. You know, that's just the way it is, man. The Tanakh tell you this. You know, the Tanakh tell you this. All right, Israelites, man, I want to go. First, let's show some of our interactions with Edom, a little Edom history, and then I'm going to show when we come out of Egypt, how Edom wouldn't let us pass. You know, Edom wouldn't let us pass going to our heritage. But we got to remember that Edom was mixed in with the Hittites and the folks that we was in some of the Canaanite tribes that we was going to destroy. So you know Edom gonna side with them, and Edom been siding with them ever since. You know, ever since Exodus, ever since Exodus, our Exodus from Egypt, Edom been siding with our enemies and so forth. So yeah, Edom got, you know what I'm saying, some troubles coming. But like I said, do we destroy every Edomite? I'm going to show y'all what King David did. And then that's basically what we going to do. We're going to do what King David did to the Edomites. And I'm going to show you how that it coincide with Prophet Jeremiah's last speech. You know, all right, so let me see how I'm going to go about getting this on the camera for you Israelites. All right, man, we're gonna go to man, we're gonna have to go to Exodus. No, that's gonna be Genesis. We're gonna go to Genesis 36. Yeah, Genesis 36. And then when we get to Genesis 36, I just want to establish that how Edom had mixed up with the Canaanite tribes. So if Edom mixed up with the Canaanite tribes, then you know Edom gonna try to protect them. Edom gonna protect them. You know, Edom gonna protect them. And then, you know, that's where the conflict, you know, come from. You know what I'm saying? When we came into the promised land, exiting, you know, from Egypt, is that Edom would try to protect the peoples that he had mingle with and so forth. And then if you go to Genesis, man, let's go to Genesis. Man, let's go to Genesis. That'll be Genesis 36. First, let me show how Edom grieved our mama and daddy. Grieved them real bad because he had went over into them Canaanite tribes. And let's see if I can find that real quick. Alright, so then if you go to Genesis 26, and then you get down to 34, and Esau was 40 years old when he took to wife Judith, the daughter of Beri the Hittite, and Bishmet, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, which were a grief unto Isaac and Rebekah. Man, that was a grief to our mom and them. And let me show you why. Because, man, that's going to make it hard for Abraham's promise, man, to come to pass with us taking on the land and controlling it. Man, if Edom going off into them folks already. And that's what Edom did. But let's show why Edom would want to be in Jerusalem, and then why they in Jerusalem. I done showed you Israelites this before, but I'm going to show it to you again. I'm going to show it to you again. Alright, man, you got to go to the book of Ezekiel. And we're going to go to the book of Ezekiel again, man, about Edom. But if you get to verse 16, now I just showed how Edom was married to the Hittites. And then look here. Again, the word of the Elohim came unto me, saying, Son of man, cause Jerusalem to know her abomination, and say, This saith the Elohim Yah unto Jerusalem, Thy birth and thy nativity is of the land of Canaan, and thy father was an Amorite, and thy mother a Hittite. So that's going to be why Edom going to be in Jerusalem, is because the folks he married to and had kids by is from Jerusalem. But we know the Edom marrying and going into them Hittite folks was a grief. Because, man, he ain't supposed to marry into them folks that control Jerusalem. Man, that'll hinder progress, which it almost did. But our father Jacob, Israel, kept the dream alive. Prophet Abraham dreams alive. So let's look at this again. And Esau was 40 years old when he took to wife Judith, the daughter of Beri, and the Hittite, and Bishmet, the daughter of Elon, the Hittite. And I just showed you where the Hittites owned Jerusalem, and that was their spot. So, Edom gonna be there. Edom gonna be there because his folks there. You see? And the Elohim said that the Elohim Yah said unto Jerusalem, Thy birth and thy nativity is of the land of Canaan. Thy father was an Amorite, and thy mother a Hittite. Well, that's gonna be why Edom gonna be in Jerusalem, is because his folks there. His folks there. But let's go see who else Edom married. We know Jerusalem, a Canaanite stronghold. Canaanite stronghold. The Canaanites we were supposed to destroy. The Canaanites we were supposed to destroy. Alright, so when you get over here to Genesis 36. And Esau took the wives of the daughters of Canaan. And then this is a grief to our father, Isaac. And our mother Rebekah, she ain't liking this. And how our mother Rebekah saved the Israelite nation, because if the blessings would have went to Edom, Esau, who was the first born, then, oh man, that's awful. Then everything would have went to the Ammonites and the Canaanites, the blessing. But our mama Rebekah saved the Israelite nation. I got that in the video, how she saved the Israelite nation by doing what she did. And then it kept Prophet Abraham's promise on track. All right. Esau took the wives of the daughters of Canaan. Adah, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, Abolium, the daughter of Anah, the daughter of Zebon the Havite, and Bishmet, Ishmael's daughter. So the Ishmaelites teamed up with the Edomites. Adah bare to Esau Eliphaz and Bishmet. And then as you're reading down, you're going to see that one of Edomite, the Edomites' descendants, you know what I'm saying? And these are the generations of Edom, the father of the Edomites. So that's going to be everybody, man, descended from them. And then as you get down, you're going to see this name, Malik. Look, you see Malik, the Duke Cord got him, and Duke Malik. These are the dukes that were of Eliphaz in the land of Edom. I can show that Malik, the Malikites, killed the anointed. And then I can show where one of the Edomites, even though he was up under Saul rule, he ain't have no problem with killing the priests. So you see, that's how the Edomites get down. That's why come the males got to get it. That's why come the males got to get it, because the males been crafty in Tanakh history. Man, let me see if I can pull this up. Let me see if I can pull this up. Man. Let's see how I can get this done. Let's see if I can remember some of them verses. If I can remember them verses, how how Edom killed Saul. But we're gonna go to let me see, man, it's gonna be first 2 Samuel. Then let me see, 2 Samuel. Let's go to 2 Samuel. I'm gonna try to walk all this down. There's a lot of history I gotta do. 2 Samuel 1 through. Let's see what that produced. You know, I believe that Saul had got killed in battle with the Philistines, and then we had took some of the Philistine cities, and then Gath would be one of them, and then that's where the ark would end up, and then how Israelite Obadiah from the tribe of Levi had the ark, and then how he wasn't an Edomite. I'm gonna see if I can get that history in too. Now, I wish I had somebody to remind me all this history that I got to put down. Shalom, Israelites. This is a message from the Israelite Brotherhood. All right, so listen. As you read this history about King David and then how Saul got killed in battle. You know what I'm saying? But when he got killed in battle, and then the Amalekite, we already know that they descended from Edom. And he said, unto whom art thou? You know what I'm saying? All right. You know, Saul with his clothes rent and earth in his head. And so it was when he come to David that he fell to the earth. And David said unto him, from whence come thou? And he said, up unto out of the camp of Israel I escaped. And David said unto him, how went the matter? And pray, tell me. And he answered, that the people were fled from the battle, and many of the people also fell and dead, and Saul and Jonathan and his son are dead also. And David said unto the young man that told him, how knowest thou that Saul and Jonathan his son is dead? Be dead. And the young man that told him said, as I happened by chance upon Mount Gilboa, behold, Saul leaned upon his spear, and lo, the chariots and horsemen followed hard after him. And when he looked behind him, he saw me and called unto me. And I answered and said, here am I, being ready for some destruction. And he said unto me, who art thou? And I answered him, I am an Amalekite. So that's an Edomite, a descendant. And he said unto me again, stand by, pray thee upon me, and slay me, for anguish is come upon me, because my life is yet whole in me. So I stood upon him and slew him, because I was sure that he could not live after that he was fallen. And I took the crown that was upon his head and the bracelet that was on his arm, and have brought them hither, me unto my Lord. Then David took hold of his clothes and rent them, likewise all the men that were with him, and they mourned and wept and fasted, even for Saul and for Jonathan's son, and for the people of the Elohim, and for the house of Israel, because they were fallen by the sword. And David said unto the young man that told him, whence art thou? And he answered, I am the son of a stranger, an Amalekite. And David said unto him, how wast thou not afraid to stretch forth thine hand to destroy the Lord's anointed? And David called one of the young men and said, go near and fall upon him. And he smote him that day. You know what I'm saying? That he died. So, we know that the Edomite descendants ain't messed up with destroying the Israelite. Now, let's go find this other one that let me see if I can think of. Let me see. All right. I mean, I can show maybe them folks attacking us too. Let me see if I can pull that up. That'll be Exodus 17:9. Exodus 17:9. Let's see what Exodus 17:9 do for us. Exodus 17. Yeah, so Edom just ain't been no good person, or his descendants. There's a reason why they got to get destroyed. All right, 17:9. All right. And Moses said unto Joshua, choose out of the men and go out and fight men against Amalek. Tomorrow
will I stand on top of the hill with the rod? All right. So Joshua did what Moses said to him and fought with Amalek. You know what I'm saying? So we had to fight with the Amalekites, and we will fight them from generation to generation. For he said, because Elohim had sworn that Elohim will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. So, you know, them Amalekites mean they were destroyed. Now let me go find this one man about this Amalekite man destroying the man that destroyed let me see, was it what was it, the priests that when King David left, uh uh that that when King David left, the being chased by Saul, that he had to go stay with a few folks, and then how the Amalekite would end up killing the priests where David was and stuff for Saul. Man, slaughtered them. So man, they ain't scared to fight men against YAH worshippers and so forth. And then I can show throughout history, you know, in the Tanakh, man, that they had their own gods. So then we go to 1 Samuel 21. Let's go to 1 Samuel 21. 1 Samuel 21. Alright. 1 Samuel 21. 1 Samuel 21. Alright. Amalek the priest. Then come David to Amalek the priest. Alright. Alright, Amalek. Alright, Amalek was the priest that David was kicking it with when he was on the run. They gave him, you know, some refuge. Now therefore what is under their hand, and give me 5 loaves of bread in my hand, what is present? And the priest answered, and there is no common bread. So King David, you know, he got a sword up out of there, that sword that he killed Goliath with. Alright, now we get down to this part. Now a certain man of the servants of Saul was there that day detained, but before the Elohim, and his name was Doeg, an Edomite, the chiefest of the herdmen that belonged to Saul. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, in this individual, you know what I'm saying, was Saul's servant, you know, because we had the Edomites under control, man, at one time. And then I'm going to show how the Edomites got often under our control when we started that Egyptian worship and stuff. When the tribe of Judah fell to the Egyptian worship that the tribes of Israel was on, then the Edomites got loose. And they kind of like been loose ever since. All right. So we know that Edomite right there, you know what I'm saying, was Saul's chief herdsman. All right. Now let's go see if we can find something about it. All right. I think King David had escaped. Man, escaped them folks. All right. So let's get down to it. All right. Alright, so then that dude would fall up on the priest, you know, and then inquired of the Lord and gave him victuals and gave him the sword of Goliath, and, you know what I'm saying, the Philistines, because we was at war with the Philistines and so forth. And then as you keep on reading, you know what I'm saying, did I then begin to inquire of Yah for him? Alright, and the king said, thou art surely, and the king said, thou shalt surely die, Amalek, thou and all in thy father's house. And the king said unto the footmen that stood by him, turn and slay the priest. Alright, so this Saul coming after King David, you know what I'm saying? Alright, and the king said unto the footmen that stood by him, turn and slay the priests of the Elohim, because their hand is also is with David, and because they knew when he fled and did not show it to me. But the servants of the king would not put forth their hand to fall upon the priests of the Elohim. And the king said to Doeg, turn thou and fall upon the priests. And Doeg the Edomite turned and fell upon the priests, and slew on that day 84 persons that woe to Ephah, so that Edomite would kill Yah believers and priests and so forth. So, all this is going against Edom. But then we got to go back. We got to go back, man, to when Edom wouldn't let us cross their land. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to Numbers 20. So all this is building up a dislike, man, for Edom. Let's go to Numbers 20 and see how this story go. And then I'm going to go into some stories, man, about how Edom, got off and up under our yoke. And then we're going to go to the prophets and look what they say. And then we're going to sum it all up. All right. So then we know that, all right, Edom. All right. So then when we come out of Egypt, Prophet Moses was struggling. Man, I'm talking about we're struggling. And we're trying to get to our spot. And the easiest way to get to it was to go across Edom. And then I already showed you how Edom was mixed up with them other Canaanite nations. So Edom ain't finna let us come across to kill his folks that he mixed with. See, Edom mixed with them Canaanite tribes. Edom mixed with them Canaanite tribes, as I just showed. As I just showed them. We know the Philistines are the Palestinians. All right. So, when we leave Egypt, we get in the journey and stuff, and then we trying to get to our spot. And then Prophet Moses sent, let me see, this is Numbers 20, verse 14. And Moses sent messengers from Kadesh unto the king of Edom. This said thy brother Israel, thou knowest all the travail that had befallen us, and how our fathers went down into Egypt, and we have dealt in Egypt a long time, and the Egyptians vexed us and our fathers, dogged us out. I mean, the Hamites dogged us out. Dogged us out. Dogged us out, the Hamites did. Dogging us out now, and our community got all the stores, and they ain't trying to put no resources back, taking it all away. All right. How our fathers went down into Egypt, and we have dwelt in Egypt a long time, and the Egyptians vexed us and our fathers. And when we cried unto the Elohim, he heard our voice, and sent an angel, and hath brought us forth out of Egypt. And behold, we are in Kadesh, a city in the uttermost of thy borders. Let us pass, I pray thee, through thy country. We will not pass through the fields or through the vineyards, neither will we drink the water of the wells. We will go by the king's way. We will not turn to the right hand or to the left until we have passed thy borders. And Edom said unto him, thou shalt not pass me, lest I come out against thee with a sword. And the children of Israel said unto him, we will go by the highway, and if I and my cattle drink of thy water, then I will pay thee. I mean, we begging them. I will only, without doing anything else, go through on my feet. And he said, thou shalt not go through. And Edom come out against him with much people and with a strong hand. Thus Edom refused to give Israel passage through his borders, wherefore Israel turned away from him. See, we turned away from him then. We ain't gonna turn away from him when we get to the promised land. Ain't gonna be no turning away. Ain't gonna be no turning away under the Israelite Brotherhood, because I'm gonna be selective with his members that'll go back to the promised land to take care of the business. That's like some of you Israelites be saying, we're gonna destroy Edom. I can't wait to get my hands on the Edomite. If you was faced with destroying the Edomite, how your heart will crumble. You ain't gonna have the heart to do it. A whole bunch of you ain't. Whole bunch of you ain't. You ain't gonna have the heart to do it. Almighty Yah got the right one. So Edom ain't let us go through. Yeah, so we couldn't go through Edom's land. Y'all see how Edom come out with the sword against us. So as and then when we did get the land from his people, because Edom mixed in with the Canaanites and our enemies. Edom mixed in with our enemies. And then when we did get the land from them, you see what I'm saying? That, hey, Edom ain't been cool with that. And when we got chased off, Edom filled that void. All right, now let's go to some history, man, of when we had Edom under yoke and see what it look like. I think I done got that little part in that we can understand Edom, you know what I'm saying? And then let's go to Second Chronicles 25. Let's go to Second Chronicles 25 and see what it do. See what it do. Second Chronicles 25. Second Chronicles 25. Alright. Alright, Second Chronicles 25. This is dealing with Amaziah. Amaziah, man, I think that's gonna be a son of Jehoshaphat. Let me look and see, and then we're gonna be able to see how Edom and with the timeline and everything. You know what I'm saying? And I believe it was about this time that the that prophet Obadiah give his message, and then we're gonna date. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna date some of this, you know, and I'm gonna show y'all that the last messages what we got to go by. But some of the messages when the prophets was talking about Edom, it was events going on. It was events going on, and you know you got to look at it, man, from that perspective. You know what I'm saying? And then that's like this. Let's see. All right, if I can get this thing to pull up, let's see what happens. Yes, man, we got to get a date in the timeline. We want a date in the timeline. We want a date in the timeline. Got to have a date in the timeline in order to understand what's going on. All right, so then look, you see, no, that's Ahaziah. Let's see what Amaziah. That's gonna be 7-9. All right, 7-9 BC. He done whooped the Edomites. Let's see. It'll come from the slaughter of the Edomites. But before then, let's see around Jehoram time. Let's see Jehoram time will be. I think let's go to Second Kings. Let me go. Let me make sure I had 2 Kings 20. Man, I had this right here. 2 Kings 20. 2 Kings 20. Which king would this be? Jehoram. Jehoram. Alright. That's going to be the brother from the tribe of Israel. Alright. Edom rebelled. Alright. Let's read this here. And then this going to be Amaziah. Amaziah was around, let's see, was 798, 796 to 767 BCE. All right, let's see how this go. All right, but that ain't the one that I wanted to show. Let me see. All right, it's one that's dealing with Jonathan. Let me see. 24 Chronicles 25. Alright, we got that. Alright, let's just go from here. Alright. This Amaziah right here, when he began to reign, I think he was 25 years old when he began to reign. And then I think he would smite and whoop the Edomites. Look, but Amaziah, they did not hear. All right, well, let me just read the whole thing. All right. Amaziah was 25 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned in 29 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Jehoiadan of Jerusalem. And he did that which was right in the sight of the Elohim, but not with perfect heart. Now it come to pass when the kingdom was established to him that he slew his servants that had killed his father, the king his father, but he slew not the children, and did that, and it was written in the law in the book of Moses, where the Elohim commanded, saying, the father shall not be put to death for the children, neither shall the children be put to death for the fathers, but everybody should be put to death for their own sins. So that knocked that old demigod Jesus stuff out. Moreover, Amaziah gathered Judah together and made them captains over thousands and captains over hundreds. And and men according to the house of their fathers throughout all Judah and Benjamin, and he numbered them 20 years old and above, and found them 300,000 choice men able to go forth to war, that could handle spear and shield. He hired also 100,000 mighty men of value out of Israel for 100 talents of silver. So he didn't hire some Israelite mercenaries. But there came a man of YAH saying, oh, you know what I'm saying, he shouldn't have them Israelites with him because they're going to be Egyptian worshipers and stuff. But there come a man of YAH to him, saying, O king, let not the army of Israel go with thee, for the Elohim is not with Israel, to wit, with all the children of Ephraim. And then I show y'all how Ephraim, this is why Almighty Yah wouldn't be with the Ephraimites, with the Ephraimites, and Prophet Joshua gonna be their best leader. Is because Ephraim kept breaking the covenant by taking all to Egypt and fooling with them Assyrians and so forth. You know what I'm saying? So this is why, you know what I'm saying, Ephraim will be on the hot table with Almighty Yah. Alright. Ephraim feedeth on wind and followeth after the east wind, and he daily increases. This is Hosea 12. Increases lies and desolation, and they do make a covenant with the Assyrians, and all this carried into Egypt. So they gonna keep us up off the covenant. If they fooling with the Egyptians. But this here king Amaziah, you know what I'm saying, he got everybody together, men, and they went and whooped the Edomites. Look. So the prophet told him, man, don't have the children of Israel with you, man, from the northern kingdom, because they some Egyptian worshipers. You know that ain't no good thing. All right. But Amaziah said to the man of Yah, but what shall we do for the 100 talents which I have given to the army of Israel? And the man of Yah answered, the Lord is able to give thee much more than this. Then Amaziah separated them to wit the army that was come to him out of Ephraim to go home again. Wherefore their anger was kindled against, you know what I'm saying, Judah. They was pissed off because they ready to go get some Edomites. They ready to do some robbing. What it is, they was ready to do some robbing because we finna go rob the Edomites and get it up with them. And then how did they didn't get a chance to go do it? You know what I'm saying? So they gonna be hot. Look, and they return home in great anger. Look, they pissed off, and it's gonna start a little Judah-Israel conflict too, because they didn't get a chance to go rob with us. And Amaziah strengthened himself and led forth his people and went to the valley of Salt and smote the children of Ser 10,000, and another 10,000 left he alive. Did the children of Judah carry away captive, and brought them unto the top of the rock, and cast them down from the top of the rock, that they were broken in pieces. We're gonna do the males like that. And I'm gonna show y'all. Look, but the soldiers of the army which Amaziah took back, they should not go with him to battle, fell upon the cities of Judah. Look, the Israelites that he didn't let go rob, went and robbed him. It's how we be doing it, and we do that type stuff. But the soldiers of the army which Amaziah had sent back, that they should not go with him to battle, fell upon the cities of Judah, from Samaria even unto Bethlehem, and smote 300,000 of them, and took much spoil. Now it come to pass after this, Amaziah was come from the slaughter of the Edomites, that he brought the gods of the children of Ser, and set them upon his gods, and bowed down himself their men before them, and burnt incense unto them. Wherefore the anger of the Elohim was kindled against Amaziah, and he sent unto him a prophet, which said unto him, why hast thou sought after the gods of the people, which could not deliver their own people out of thine hand? And it come to pass, as he talked with him, that the king said unto him, art thou made of the king's counsel? Forbear, why shouldest thou be smitten? You know what I'm saying? So he said, prophet, why should you not get killed for talking to me this way? Then the prophet meant forbear and said, I know that Yah had determined to destroy thee because thou hast done this and has not hearkened unto my counsel. See, man, it's about Yah worship. If the Edomites ain't worshiping Almighty Yah, they in trouble. But if they worship Almighty Yah, we ain't gonna destroy them. We see how me and our folks handling with them, and I'm gonna show y'all something else. So we know that, you know what I'm saying, that Edom was a problem in the land, and because we stayed fighting them and everything. But look, all right, then the Amaziah king of Judah, the man took advice and sent to Joash, the son of Jehoshaphat, the son of Jehu, king of Israel, saying, "Come and let us see one another in the face." And Joash, king of Israel, sent to Amaziah, king of Judah, saying, "The thistle that was in Lebanon sent to the cedar that was in Lebanon, saying, Give thy daughter to my son to wife. And there passed by a wild beast that was in Lebanon, and trodden down the thistle. Thou saith, Lo, thou hast smitten the Edomites, and then heart is lifted up to boast a bit now. At home, why shouldest thou meddle to thee and hurt, that thou shouldest fall, even thou in Judah with thee?" So, we was fighting and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But the Edomites was at the roots of the problems. All right, man, let's go to this one. Let me see, that'd be 1 Kings 8. 1 Kings 8. Let me see what 1 Kings 8 say. 1 Kings 8. Yeah, so Edom always been a problem, but we ain't no evil people and stuff. And I'm gonna show y'all how King David handled the Edomites. It's the same way that we gonna have to handle them. All right, and if you go to let me see, that'll be 2 Kings. 2 Kings. 2 Kings 8. 8:20. Let's see what 8:20 say. All right. All right. In the 5th year of Jehoram, the son of Ahab, king of Israel, Jehoshaphat being the king of Judah, Jehoram, the son of Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, began to reign. All right. So when was this time? Let's see when this time was. Let's see when this time was. All right. Let's see when this time was. All right. So we see Jehoshaphat. All right. We see Jehoshaphat right there, right? And then his son after that. And his son was bad. That's going to be the time that prophet Obadiah gave his message, 853 BC. So he giving the prophecy because he sees some bad stuff finna come down concerning Edom, and he gonna lay his prophecy because prophet Obadiah, man, is 853 BC. So this is in between Jehoshaphat, which was good, and his bad son, which was bad. You see what I'm saying? So now we're gonna see. Now it's gonna start lining up. What the prophets say about him. Let's go see Obadiah. And when was he about? Because that's gonna be the time that bad king was on, and then I can show that the Edomites revolted and got off and up under our control then. Got off and up under our control then. So then if you turn to let's see. Alright. Obadiah. Look, you see this? Obadiah. That's 853 BCE. And let me see, that'd be, and he was from Judah. So, that'd be, let me see what his name is. 1 Kings 18. Let's see what 1 Kings 18 say. 1 Kings 18. 1 Kings 18. 1 Kings 18. 1 Kings 18:4. Alright. 18:4. Alright. You see, he was during the time of Ahab. You know what I'm saying? And Ahab called Obadiah, which was the governor of his house. Now Obadiah feared the Elohim greatly. See, feared the Elohim, and Obadiah was in the way and beheld Elijah and met him and knew him and fell on his face and said, "Art thou the Elohim?" You know what I'm saying? Uh, are thou the Lord Elijah? You know what I'm saying? So when he met the prophet, Elijah, Obadiah did. They was together, and then he would give his oracle, about the Edomites. Then let me see where they say that at. All right, we're gonna get it. Let me see. 2 Kings 8:20. See what 2 Kings 8:20 say. 2 Kings 8:20. All right. So in the 5th year of Jeroboam, all right, so you see Ahab name is around there. In the fifth year of Joram, the son of Ahab, king of Israel, Jehoshaphat being then king of Judah, Jehoram, the son of Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, began to reign. 32 years old was he when he began to reign, and he reigned 8 years in Jerusalem, and he walked in the ways of the kings of Israel, wickedness, and did the house of Ahab. For the daughter of Ahab was his wife, and he did evil in the sight of the Elohim. Yet the Elohim would not destroy Judah for David, his servant's sake, as he promised him to give him also a light into the children of Israel. In his days, Edom revolted from under his hand, under the hand of Judah, and made themselves kings. You know what I'm saying? Made a king over themselves. See, and yet Edom revolted from under the hand of Judah, man unto this day. See, so the Edomites got from up under the hand of the Judites, men from following the Israelites with that Egyptian religion, and then they would eventually get the land from us. They would eventually get the land from us. All right, so let's go to and we done showed them folks turning us away. Now let's go see some of the prophets' message, and then how we got to go by the last prophet message, man, on Edom, and then that should bring some clarity to it, and then I'm gonna try to get in, man, about Obadiah, not Obadiah, but Obededom, what was a Israelite man instead of a Edomite, like the Israelites try to say. All right, so then if we go to let's get Prophet Obadiah's. I just showed you when he gave his message about Edom. So we know what was going on during that time, because it was the time when Israel and Judah was kicking it, and then the Israelites influenced Judah, and then Judah was on the Egyptian religion through the tribes of Israel. So the Edomites gonna act up, and Prophet Obadiah was doing that time. So he gonna give his message, and he gonna really hate Edom. He gonna really hate Edom. He gonna really hate Edom, because Edom got off and up under our control during that time. All right, let's see this. All right, so we see right there. All right, get the time. The Prophet Obadiah would have come about. Then we see Obadiah is in 853 BCE. So that's about the time that them folks got off and up under our yoke. And then he gave a prophecy, because he knew that after Edom got off and up under our yoke, that Edom was going to be vicious. And Edom was going to get our land. And Edom was going to, get us. And then Edom did it during the Babylonian Wars. Edom did it during the Babylonian Wars, so Prophet Obadiah's history come to pass. Just like he said, it ain't came to pass with us fulfilling, getting in the land, and dealing with Edom. So we know his is 53 BC. So then the next message, man, about Edom, man, is gonna be Prophet Isaiah. Prophet Isaiah. Now let's see when Prophet Isaiah come about. Prophet Isaiah was in 7 7 739 BC to 731, and then his prophecy about Edom, man, Edom during that time, we was on Egyptian religion. The Syrians was coming into the land, and we was just barely holding on to Judah with YAH worship. And then how our lights was finna go out not too long after that. About another couple of hundred years, it was over with. We was driven out the land. All right, so when we see Prophet Isaiah, is history, you know what I'm saying? It's 739 BCE. And then when you get to man, I believe it's Isaiah 63. We're gonna see what it say. That's his message on Edom. Now, I ain't just read all Prophet Obadiah's message on Edom, because everybody know what it say. All right. And look here, Basra is where the Ammonites and the Moabites live, and they were mixed with Edom and Basra. Look, who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? That this is the glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength, and I speak in the righteousness and mighty to say, wherefore art thou red? You know what I'm saying? He talking about Edom, you know what I'm saying? In Edom. Edom, and look, and therefore, and none to help, and I want that there was none to uphold, and therefore my arm, you know what I'm saying? Many knew that Edom would get in our land, men, and do the thing with us. And then that's what happened. So then, we was on Egyptian religion. We was all messed up. Everybody rebelling against us. Ain't nobody under yoke. Ain't nobody under yoke. Ain't nobody under YAH yoke. YAH worship. You know what I'm saying? Like we was supposed to had them. All right. Now let's go to Prophet Jeremiah. No, that'll be Prophet Ezekiel's history. Prophet Ezekiel. All right. Prophet Ezekiel. He gonna be the next message on Edom, and that'll be Ezekiel 35, and he was in 593 BCE will be the next message, man, on Edom. That'll be the next message on Edom, and then that'll be Edom 35. All right. And he tell you, you know what I'm saying, about Edom's destruction, judgment of Sir. You know what I'm saying? And how they'll get it, and how they got into our land, and the evil and wickedness that Edom been doing. You know what I'm saying? And this was during the Babylonian wars. We finna get chased out the land. And Prophet Ezekiel telling you how they cut us off and got in the land and started doing, you know what I'm saying, taking our land over. All right? And then, so we know, you know what I'm saying, his message about Edom, you know what I'm saying? And then we get to the last message about Edom. Man, it's going to be Jeremiah. But let's see here. Prophet Jeremiah. All right. 626 BC. So it's going to be about the last message. And then when you get down to, let me see, that'll be Jeremiah. Man. That'll be Jeremiah. Let's find. Is it Jeremiah 26? I got to go find that. Let me go find it. Jeremiah. It's going to be the last message, man, about the Edomites. And he going to tell us, you know what I'm saying, how to deal with Edom. He going to tell us how to deal with Edom. So we can't just destroy the folks that don't believe in Almighty Yah. They got to believe in Yah. They got to believe in Yah worship. If they don't believe in Yah worship, then that's the problem. That's the problem. Man, there's always something with these computers. Always something with these old evil computers. Was it 28? Let me see. Alright. Alright, here it is, right here. I think I got it. Let me see. But but Prophet Jeremiah tell us that we're gonna get the Edomite males and so forth. Let me show that what King David did. So you Israelites will know this is basically what we're gonna do when we get home. We're gonna deal with the males. We're gonna deal with the males. Alright. So go to that that'll be First Kings 12, I think. First King 12. Alright, and this will tell you how how King David did the Edomites is basically how we're gonna have to do them. All right. And the Elohim stirred. This is First Kings 11, 14. And the Elohim stirred up an adversary unto Solomon, Hadad the Edomite, and he was of the king's seed in Edom, of the Edomites' king's seed. For it come to pass when David was in Edom, and Joab, the captain of the host, was gone up to bury the slain after he had smitten every male in Edom. For 6 months did Joab remain there with all Israel until he had cut off every male in Edom. Till he had cut off every male in Edom. See? So that's what we basically gonna be doing. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna cut off every male in Edom. Every male that don't worship and believe in Almighty Yah is the ones that we got to cut off. That we ain't gonna just go in there slaughtering no babies and kids and so forth. And I'm gonna show Prophet Prophet Jeremiah, you know what I'm saying, saying this. You know, me, he gave a little oracle about Edom. Let me see. He gave a little oracle about Edom. And I'm going to find it. I thought I had it marked down. I hate when that happens, when I be having some marked down and then you can't come back and find it. Then you can't find it. Let me see. I'm going to close this video out in a few minutes. As soon as I get this little message in right here, I was going to get the little message with Obadiah, but it's taking a little time right here. Alright, so then we know that Prophet Jeremiah gonna be the last one. Man, he gonna be the last one dealing with the Edomites. And then we have to go by Prophet Jeremiah saying, because he basically that last one, you know what I'm saying, giving us a message about Edom and how we should deal with them. And then I'm finna try to pull it up if I can. Thought I had this stuff already done. Let me see. See, Edom problem is that Edom coming to our land, and then Edom got our land when we got ran out. And then, Edom mixed in with them other tribes that Edom ain't gonna be just trying to give our land back up like he's supposed to. See, he ain't gonna be trying to give our land up like he's supposed to. Man, this is gonna be Jeremiah 49. Alright, Jeremiah 49. Alright. Concerning the Ammonites, this said the Elohim, had Israel no sons, had he no hire, why then doeth the king inherit Gad, and his people dwell in his cities? Therefore, behold, the days come, said the Elohim, that I will cause an alarm of war to be heard in Rabbah of the Ammonites, and it shall be a desolate heap, and her daughters shall be burnt with fire. Then shall Israel be hired men unto them that then shall let me see. Then shall Israel be hired unto them that were his hire, said the Elohim. How, O Hashbon, for I is spoiled. Cry ye daughters of Rabbah, gird ye with sackcloth, lament, and run to and fro with the hedges, and for their king shall go into captivity, and their priests and their princes. Wherefore glorious thou in the valley that floweth, valley of backsliding daughters that trusted in her. I want to get to the part about Edom. Alright. 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 So then, as you're reading, behold, I will bring fear upon thee, said the Elohim of hosts, from all those that be about thee, and ye shall be driven out every man right forth, and none shall gather him that wandereth. See, if we get into their land and take it, you know they gonna be wandering around, because we gonna have the land. And after will I bring the captivity of Ammon, said the Elohim, man, concerning Edom. This said the Elohim of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him in the time that I will visit him. You know what I'm saying? Esau mixed in with all them folks, the Ammonites and the Moabites. If gate gatherers come to get thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy it till they have enough. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. I mean, we know who he is now because the Amorites did the name change, but we know who they is now. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret place, and he shall not be able to abide, hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Look, leave thy fatherless children. See, we're going to get the males. I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me. So we ain't going to get all of them and stuff, but we just going to get the males like King David did. Leave thy fatherless children. I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me. So Jeremiah, the last message, man. We're going to have to get the males that resist us coming back into the land, that want to fight and keep the land from us. All right, Israelites, this is a message from the Israelite Brotherhood. I pray that this message, dear, to everybody, some good.